Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another HD broadcast, and this is going to be the promised 4v4 that I was talking about in my last video, or at least at the end of it, for all of you guys who actually watch my videos all the way till the end, which I'm sure like 1% of you guys do. So, yeah, as you guys can see, this is a 4v4 with some very good players, but right off the bat, you guys might notice that the map is very strange. And for those of you guys who played Brood War a lot, I'm sure a lot of you guys played a map called Fastest Map Possible, and this is the reincarnation of Fastest Map Possible. So as you guys can see, one mineral stack, which a lot of you guys might be thinking, oh, there's only one mineral stack, what does that mean? Well, this mineral stack actually has 9999999 raised to 99999 minerals. It's pretty much infinite minerals. I think you could mine this for a year and you'd never run out. And also, the mineral stack is located right next to the hatchery, so the drones have no mining distance, or the workers. They could just stand there and mine without ever moving. So, on top of that, the gas is also infinite, and you can put infinity workers on the gas as well. So, as you guys can see, 1 minute and 45 seconds into the game, you already have enough money to build 3 hatcheries. So, yeah, this is a very interesting game. I think a lot of players will say, ugh, Fastest is for noobs, blah, 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 blah. But, hey, man, there's pros playing Fastest nowadays, so I guess you can only say that you're a noob if you're not better than Drewby and Pain User and Az and a bunch of other good players who are here. Not myself, of course. I'm a noob. I love Fastest Map Possible. So, yeah, this is pretty much, I guess we should go ahead and go through the teams. It is a 4v4, and Drewby is going to be allied with Dipazuka and Shuffle, who, wow, is building a ton of gateways right now, and Az, who is, by the way, is an Australian player. He's really funny, super funny guy. He's building a bunch of cannons at the middle of the map, so this is just his strategy, and of course, they're playing against myself, Dark Cell, who I'm not too familiar with, Sickness, who I do know, a very good Zerg player, who's going to be playing Protoss today, and Pain User. So, as you guys can see, Jesus lordy, the same guy who messaged me last game is messaging me once again, so I gotta set myself to busy, and I think this time I will be a little bit nicer. Alright, so now that I've set myself to busy, doesn't look like I'll be getting distracted anymore, and we can go ahead and focus on this epic 4 versus 4 battle here on Fastest Map Possible with a lot of diamond level players here, obviously pro players as well. Az you're still building a bunch of cannons at the center of the map. He can do whatever he wants to do. He's just an Australian, so whatever. Not saying that I'm racist or anything, but the funny thing about Az is if he ever beats you, he'll actually jump into Ventrilo with you. Oh look, the map is made by the Xel'Naga Tower. No, it's made by Wolf. If Az ever beats you, he'll jump into Ventrilo with you, and then he'll actually explain why he beat you. It's kind of like how he gloats in your face. So if he beats you, he'll jump in, he'll be like, "Do you want to know why I beat you, mate? It's because you weren't macroing hard enough. You need to macro harder." So he'll just try to explain to you, excuse my Australian accent, that's really, really poor, but he'll try to explain to you how you can improve yourself, and it's like, well, duh, man, of course you can macro harder. But yeah, he likes to fool around a lot. He does these kind of things. So he's building a bunch of cannons. And meanwhile, Pain User is going to try to assault Dipazuka's base. And it looks like the planetary fortresses are going to get up. Now, the difficult thing about having all these cannons at the center is that, of course, they split the entire map up. They give map control to the other team. And at the same time, it looks like Shuffle gonna be warping in. Oh, he's built a bunch of proxy pylons to the north of Sickness's base, warped in a bunch of sentries, gonna block off the probes from mining with that force field. Looks like on the income tab, maybe not blocking off that many, but really those force fields are hurting quite a bit. Wow, so many warp gates from Shuffle, and he's warping in more reinforcements. I think Sickness is finding himself out of position here. His Nexus could possibly go down. Force fields protecting the sentries, and the Nexus is gonna fall. That is huge. Oh man, if you guys were wondering too, can you rebuild your Nexus at that location? Unlike Brood War, yes you can. So not the biggest loss, but still losing that main Nexus gonna be a huge setback for Sickness, and I'm not even sure if we have any reinforcements to help him out, because I think this was the other team's strategy. Az was gonna cannon up the front and the center of Sickness's base, and then now we can't even help him. In fact, I don't think we really have any units we all kind of agreed, it was kind of a gentleman's agreement not to rush this game, but I guess that was kind of broken in the all the excitement of this 4 versus 4 epic fastest map possible. It looks like Dipazooka is going to be getting a bunch of Ravens here, which kind of interesting. Secret missiles are actually really good, especially in the late game. If you have like a huge fleet of Ravens, you can just kind of fly them around and launch the secret missiles and then just come back a minute later and then get the energy back. So they're really good. Looks like Sickness gonna try to run his probes away, avoiding the cannons over to my base now. He's gonna be screaming for Sanctuary here, and of course I'm gonna have to give it to him. He's my teammate and all. And he's gonna have to rebuild his base. His base has been pretty much leveled by all of Shuffle's stalkers here. Yeah, everything is getting taken down. I don't see any possibility for Sickness to get back in this game, and meanwhile Pain User gonna try to macro up some forces. Darkcell's got some mutas. Things are not looking too good right now though, because essentially it is now 3 versus 4. My strategy here was to fast tech up to Hive. You guys can see Greater Spire coming on the way, and all I've got right now to defend my base are Queens. I don't have anything else but Queens, no Zerglings, no Hydras, no Roaches, going straight to the Broodlords. So I was hoping I could catch somebody off guard with some mass Broodlords, and hopefully, of course, if you got Broodlords, you can clear the wall of Az at the center of the map. All those cannons can get taken down. But it looks like Shuffle is wow, that production tab is huge, but it looks like Shuffle is going to be coming in here for an attack now after he just leveled Sickness's base. I think he wants Sickness, he wants to finish him off, and he can smell Sickness at the back of my base. All I've got here are Queens to defend, and I was yelling on Vent. I was like, man, why did you come to my base, dude? I don't want to protect you. I don't have anything. But it looks like Darkcell here gonna come in with a bunch of Mutalisks. It probably won't be enough, not with the Guardian Shield, which does reduce a lot of damage, so I decided I gotta bring my Queens down to help fight. This is what they were born to do, and gonna use Transfuse on those mutas. Who said Queens don't, or who said Zerg don't have medics, man? It's just gonna heal up all those mutas, but at the same time, it looks like Drewby gonna come in here with a huge pack of mutas and start to attack Pain User, and now we're in danger of actually losing another teammate, and oh, this is so brutal. This is why Fast Map Possible is so bad, because all your minerals, all your workers are stacked, and so splash damage just demolishes your workers. Imagine Hellions, blue pre-igniter Hellions, or not even pre-ignitered Hellions, just running in on Fast Map Possible and launching their flamethrower at all your workers stacked on that mineral stack. That right there is the Hellion nightmare. So it's really, really brutal. And you guys can see now Pain User has pretty much lost all of his workers, and it looks pretty bad at this point. I think we might just lose the game here. Pain User is starting to rage over chat. A bunch of Mutalisks just destroying. Looks like another building going down. All these command centers in danger of falling. And I finally realized, hey man, I've got a bunch of Corruptors. I can go help. So I'm bringing all my Corruptors over. I've got, of course, I think I have about an even amount, but I've got to use that Corruption ability if I want a chance to beat all those mutas. Meanwhile, we have some Dark Templars morphing in. And here we go, Mass Corruptor versus Drewby's Mass Mutas. And really at this point there's no micro that you can actually do, but I am using the Corruption ability to the fullest. There you guys see Corruption on some of those mutas, and of course that means that the mutas take 20% more damage. It looks like I do have enough to beat down those Mutalisks, and at the same time Darkcell here gonna start to work down this wall of photon cannons that Az has been building the entire game. And it looks like all the cannons might just get taken down, so there's one small step for Team HD, one giant leap for the Swarm, and it looks like now at this point Ryan's like, money me. He's actually running really low in resources, trying to rebuild, and wow, a bunch of Corruptors coming out for Drewby. He's just mass producing Corruptors, and this is actually bad. And at the same time, a bunch of Dark Templars coming in from Shuffle. He is just continuing the relentless ground assault. All my hatcheries are just getting hacked and slashed by all those DTs, and at the same time fungal growth going down on my Broodlords. It looks like my Air Force is going to get destroyed by Drewby's Mass Corruptors, and at the same time all my hatcheries falling to these DTs. Oh, this is so bad. I didn't even notice. I have no detection whatsoever, and I looked back and I was like, man, my entire base gets leveled. So the whole Sanctuary is just going to fall. Sickness is going to lose his base as well. I've lost all of my Air Forces here to Drewby's Mass Corruptor. That is a ton of Corruptors. And Darkcell now actually in danger of losing his Broodlords, in fact, to all those Corruptors as well. So things are not looking good for Team HD here. We are actually, oh man, a bunch of Secret Missiles coming out. I was wondering about Dupazuka's Ravens. Oh, so brutal. Half of the Broodlords just getting annihilated there. Darkcell luckily does have some Mutalisks, which are faster than Ravens, than the Secret Missiles, but it's gonna be close. I think that Dupazuka's Ravens, oh man, just gonna clean up these Broodlords, just toying with his air forces there. Boom, down goes like 2 or 3 Broodlords, and more Ravens launching Secret Missiles, and this is a cute game of cat and mouse right here as Darkcell's trying to keep his Mutas stacked on top of the Ravens, so the Ravens do splash damage to themselves from the Secret Missiles, but it's gonna be kind of close. Oh, the Mutalisks just getting out micro there, and all of them getting taken down except for one. Looks like Druby comes in with his pack of Corruptors to clean up, and at this point I think it might be pretty much game here. I don't see how we can win this game. Druby here is just kind of stacking all his Corruptors, I don't know what for, and it looks like Darkcell is pretty much gonna be the next victim here. A bunch of DTs running in, and they're gonna try to hack and slash into the base. Oh, we have Secret Missile friendly fire, boom! Oh, sacrificing all the Corruptors to their god there. That's a very cute red circle. Very dense with Corruptor blood, and it looks like it doesn't even matter that maybe perhaps he wanted to clear up supply, or maybe Dupazuka decided to betray him, who knows, but it doesn't really matter. I think Darkcell might be able to hold on. He actually has a lot of Corruptors, but the Dark Templars are just slashing his base away. Oh, and Druby here says, what's up, Pain User? He's building a bunch of Broodlords inside Pain User's base. I don't think he's gonna have enough to clean this up. Oh, but the Secret Missile's coming down. Maybe he will. Oh, a bunch of Broodlords getting taken out. And I was actually here spectating. I was like, LOL Seeker. And Druby says, bad manners, man. That's bad manners. Terran vs Zerg Imba. And so we have a bunch more. The Ravens looks like they've fallen back, trying to clear up Thors. And Secret Missiles are not very good against Thors. It takes like 5 to kill a Thor. And at the same time, these planetary fortresses are just kind of leveling the Hydras. Hydras are horrible. They are horribad against planetary fortress. And Thors are very good against Hydras as well, so that's not going to work. And yeah, at this point in the game, if you guys look on the minimap, pretty much 3 bases have been leveled. Myself, Darkcell, and Sickness. We are now down to 1 man standing. And it looks like, I mean, Darkcell still has a pretty good army of Broodlords and Corruptors. But if you guys look on those tabs, just showing the APM there a little bit. And yeah, at this point, it's pretty much 1 versus 4. There I am trying to rebuild a hatchery. But I think we all realize the inevitable outcome of this game, unless Pain User can somehow miraculously pull a victory here at the Alamo. This is where we started calling this the 9 o'clock the Alamo. We must hold! And I was telling Darkcell, bring your forces over to go help Pain User. But is it going to be too late? I think it might just be a lone empty bunker and 2 fortresses to hold off the relentless attack from the 4 enemy players. And it looks like 1 fortress falls, the 2nd fortress goes down, and the bunker as well. All that's left for Pain User is just a measly few tanks. It doesn't look too good here, as finally building up some kind of an army. It looks like he went mass cannon to mass void ray. So after this game, he'll be like, you know how you can beat me, mate? He's just going to come back into Vent and explain. But it's pretty much game at this point. Oh man, Secret Missile's going off on the mineral line. That's pretty brutal. Bam! That sucks. And a bunch of Ultras also chopping away at the base. I think this is pretty much going to be game here. I don't see how we can win. Just it's pretty much a moral defeat or moral victory for us here. Because actually, it's not even a moral victory. We didn't even kill anybody. It looks like a bunch of Void Ray is going to kill all these Corruptors, and this is kind of like Nexus Wars at this point. If you guys ever played that custom game, mass air units, mass Void Rays, and Void Rays are just so good, especially when they're charged up, man. I mean, there's nothing you can do against them, and now that all the Corruptors have fallen, the Broodlord's going to go down. I've now come to the realization, the epiphany, that I think we have lost this game, so I typed that in. Pain User says, let's ban Druby. And Secret Missile, one last one. Oh man, friendly fire once again. And yeah, this is pretty much GG. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that broadcast. Friendly 4 versus 4 on fastest map possible. Yes, we like to have fun from time to time as well. And I kind of just jumped in here and got invited at the last minute, but I thought it was an interesting game to say the least, and showcased a lot of massive battles. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that broadcast, and if you guys like what you see, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more HD broadcasts to come. HD, signing out.